So, quick commerce, right? Groceries, snacks, whatever you need, at your front door in minutes. The whole thing is built on being digital, on being fast. So, what in the world happens when a giant in that space, like Instamart, does something that seems totally backwards? Yep, they're opening a physical, honest to goodness store.
On the surface, this feels like a huge step in the wrong direction, doesn't it? A high tech company going back to old school brick and mortar retail. But what if we're looking at this all wrong? What if this isn't a retreat at all, but a really clever, strategic signal about where the future of shopping is actually headed?
And that's exactly it. This move has a hidden meaning, a much deeper strategy that most people are probably going to miss. So let's unpack it because it's pretty fascinating. All right, let's dive right into the strategy. Why would a company that basically perfected the dark store, those super efficient warehouses with no customers, suddenly care about things like window displays and people walking in off the street? Okay, so here's the first big idea you have to get your head around. The dark store was never the end game. It was a means to an end. It was a tool designed to master one thing and one thing only: speed. And hey, they absolutely crushed it. But a great retail experience, that's about so much more than just speed. And that brings us to the first part of this new strategy. Once you've conquered speed, what's the next mountain to climb? It's trust. And to build real, lasting trust, you need something that a dark store can never, ever offer you: a physical presence. This is really the new dynamic at play. See, speed wins you an order right now. It's purely transactional. But presence wins you loyalty. That's about building a relationship. One gets you a quick click, but the other builds a connection that lasts. So where does having a physical space really win? Well, think about your own shopping. You can't digitally squeeze an avocado to see if it's ripe, right? A real store lets you actually see and touch the products. It builds your confidence in buying fresh food. It lets you see for yourself if their own private label brand is any good. And it's a way better place to showcase those fancy premium items that just don't look the same on a tiny phone screen. And this is absolutely crucial. This isn't about choosing online or offline anymore. That whole battle is over. The future, the now, is a totally seamless hybrid ecosystem where those two worlds just merge into one. This totally rewrites the customer journey. The lines are completely blurred now. You might order something on the app while you're on the bus, then swing by the store to pick it up. Or maybe you're just wandering the aisles, you discover a cool new snack, and then you add it to your weekly online order later. The store stops being just a place to buy things. It becomes the central hub for everything. Now, this hybrid world has this other really fascinating knock-on effect that I think a lot of brands are not ready for. All of a sudden, physical packaging is back in the spotlight. It is absolutely critical again. I mean, think about it. Inside a dark store, the packaging is basically invisible to you, the customer. A worker just grabs a box off a shelf and puts it in a bag. But you put that exact same product on a physical shelf in a real store, that packaging instantly becomes your number one salesperson. It has to do all the work: grab attention, explain the value, build trust, all in a fraction of a second. Okay, part 3, and this might be the most powerful piece of this entire puzzle: data. And no, I'm not talking about the clicks and search data they already have. This is about getting what is basically an unfair advantage by capturing insights that go way, way beyond a click. A digital-only player, they see your clicks, what you view, and what you put in your cart. And look, that's powerful stuff, but it's an incomplete picture. A hybrid player, they get all of that, plus this incredibly rich textured data that only comes from watching how real people behave in the real world. And what does that actually mean? It means they can see what you pick up first, they see what you hesitate on, they can see which two brands of coffee you're holding, comparing them side by side, and maybe the most valuable insight of all, they can see what you pick up, look at, and then put back on the shelf. That is customer intent data that is pure gold. And this isn't just some cool academic exercise. This treasure trove of data is going to directly reshape the entire business. It'll tell them exactly what they should stock, how they should price it, and which promotions are actually going to work, all based on what people actually do, not just what they click on. So when you put all of these pieces together, the push for trust, this new hybrid world, the insane new data streams, you get to the big takeaway. This isn't just about opening a grocery store. It's a laboratory for the next evolution of commerce. You see, the era of just winning on speed alone, it's over. Quick commerce is evolving into something bigger, something much more powerful.
And this is what we're calling it quick trust commerce. It's a fusion, right? It's taking that on-demand, lightning-fast convenience that we all love, and it's combining it with the tangible, real-world trust and experience that you can only get from a physical store. It's truly the best of both worlds. And this all leads to a pretty stark warning for every other brand out there. The game is changing as we speak. Any company that is still operating like offline doesn't matter anymore, well, they're already falling behind. So the final question really isn't for Instamart. It's for everyone. It's for all of us. The line between a click online and a footstep in a store has officially been erased. So the only question left is your brand ready for that?